So this is a pretty radical design. I finally got the access to a laser cutter, so I was able to make some very fine perspex parts, plexiglass. So I created a mounting frame for this, which I will actually rebuild again to make it lighter. This comes up to the pivot point. This strap here is intended to be the fulcrum of the cantilever between the weight of the screen and lens structure, and this is just a formative counterweight. It's not quite right yet. I need to take more weight off this and put more weight back here, and I also need to try and move the mounting point forward on the head, but the problem there is of course that it might start not being stable. So there's a whole bunch of new problems, but I really like the concept of this rigid frame that sits around the head. This is actually very robust. You can see here I've got a little slotted piece of plexiglass in here, keeping this like a little rigid I-beam that goes around the back of the head. It's securely mounted in a couple of slots here, and then this is the pivot point, and then obviously comes down here. So this is exceptionally comfortable and exceptionally light. The weight of this entire structure around here, minus screen and counterweight, is 30 grams, which I thought was very good, very nice and light. The broad head strap going over the top of the head also works extremely well. There's some flexibility issues. The head mount does tend to float a bit, which is the design. So I have to come up with some elegant mechanisms. Perhaps I was thinking of putting a nose bridge here, just to essentially stop not to put any weight on it, but just enough weight to stop the eyepieces wiggling. And potentially a little bit of foam blocks here and here, just very mild pressure on the head to keep the rig stable. But I really feel I'm making some progress here. So this is getting lighter and lighter. In my next iteration I'm actually going to be using this concept. So I have a new printing material, which is very nice. And so I'm able to print these mounts where you can just pop the lens in. And this mount, I don't know if you can see the holes here, but this will actually end up being mounted here, so I can remove all of the mass of this shroud and just have a very simple piece coming up from the center of the screen to the nose to form the nose bridge. And anyway, you'll see that in my next iteration, but I really feel I'm making progress with this one. Very nice, and really enjoying the flexibility provided by the laser cutter. Thank you for Hackspace.